any of you are like me, you have played at least one video game in your life. Whether it's a game like Call of Duty or Mario Kart, that depends on who you are. I was a Mario Kart kind of kid, and after years of playing video games, I decided to take it a step further and figure out how they were made. After researching, I found out that there are many steps that go into making video games. Throughout the course of the speech, I hope to inform you on the creation of video games, starting from a simple idea to actually putting the idea on the screen and making the game into life. The first step of creating video games is coming up with an idea for a game. There are different ways of coming up with ideas, but in organizing your thoughts, you can use a whiteboard or index cards to do that. And the process of coming up with ideas for a game is called conceptualization. When an idea is formulated, it gets evaluated to determine if the idea is worth pursuing. In order to be deemed good enough to become a video game, potential designing flaws have to be looked at and see if they could be fixed. Once an idea is created, a storyboard is made as a visual reference for artists, writers, and designers. This is what one looks like. Just general story. The next step in creating a video game is the making of characters. As you can see, this is Mario being evolved. So the characters are made and they're sketched to everyone's liking, and then they're scanned into a computer. An exoskeleton is digitally animated around the character, and by using the exoskeleton, skin, layers of texture, and color can be animated onto the character. The next step in creating video games is creating the setting. So the evolution of video games have allowed video games to progress in such a way that every detail of the game looks realistic. Three-dimensional effects are used to create realistic objects, and to achieve that, 3D polygons are used. There's a chip in every console that finds and detects lines and the vertices of polygons. And the information collected from these chips is used to create the texture. The texture is then applied to the polygon to create the 3D look. This is known as texture mapping. The last step in making a video game is using a code to bring all the components of the game together. According to a website I looked at, a code is a computer language instructions that control every part of the game. So this code, the code that is most commonly used, is a custom code based off the C programming language. And for 3D effects, a more complex code is needed for the smaller details of the game, like shadows. Codes are important because of artificial intelligence component. This means that it allows the game to be logical and determines how the physics of the game should work. Now that the video game is completed, the post-production phase starts. The game is now sent to testers who play and test the game for any mistakes that could be found. First, an alpha version is sent to find any major mistakes in the game that could be changed easily. And once all the major flaws of the game are found and taken care of, a beta version is sent to a bigger group of testers to find the smaller kinks in the game. And during the testing phase, the game is sent to Entertainment Software Rating Board, where the game is given a rating based on the content of the game. This would be like T for rated teen or M for mature. And once every aspect of the game is perfect, and the game gets advertised. Companies send people to conventions to promote their games, and sometimes demos can be made where you can buy off the internet and play for a set amount of time. And like movie trailers for video games are made. Some video game companies are venturing out to futuristic ideas of the way video games are played. Oculus recently created controllers that allow your own hand movements to be seen virtually on the screen. By moving your own hands, virtual hands on screen move. So this is what that looks like. And the player who tested this new controllers was able to do small tasks such as like flip open a lighter, like that small task. And Microsoft has introduced HoloLens, which are those. And they're basically just glasses that show you an interactive environment. And as video games continue to evolve, new technology is going to have to be made in order to keep up with the more complex ways of creating video games. And after reading of the video game process, I'm glad to say that I have achieved my goals of learning how video games are made. From starting an idea to creating characters and a setting, and using a code to bring all the components of the game together, I have learned how to take an idea and bring it onto the screen.